welcome back to my channel. So today is game day. It's very exciting, but it also can be very stressful and overwhelming if you're not prepared and you're trying to stick to your keto plan. So today I'm just going to share with you some of my tips for sticking to your keto plan or your carnivore plan or your ketovore plan and still being able to enjoy game day. And I'm going to share with you some of the snacks that I'm going to have available today. Okay, so one of my best and most important tips is, it seems very obvious, but you just need to make sure that you have foods available that are okay for you to eat. So, it's a little bit easier if you are being the host or the hostess. You can make sure that you have lots of stuff prepared that is compliant with your eating plan. If you are actually going to someone else's house, then take something with you that you know you can have. That is probably my best and most important tip. So my next tip is eat before you go. So if you know that you are going to a friend's house or you're going to an event and you really don't know what they're going to be serving, and maybe you can take a dish with you that you know you can have, or maybe you can't. But if you aren't sure if there's going to be food there that you can eat before you go. I mean, it seems simple, but if you eat before you go and you're not starving when you show up, then you are going to be less likely to get into the temptation of eating the not so healthy foods that are usually at game day parties. Okay, so whether you are keto or carnivore or ketovore, any of those, you can have meat and cheese. So that is always my go-to plan if I'm having people to come to my house, or if I am going to someone's house. I like to take a meat and cheese tray. Sometimes I'll throw in some olives, sometimes I'll throw in some pickles, maybe some cherry tomatoes if you are keto or ketovore. If you're carnivore, then you're just gonna stick with the meat and the cheese. If you're keto or ketovore, then you can throw in some other options too. Maybe some, cucumber slices, maybe some cherry tomatoes, pickles, olives, things like that you can actually use to dip in, whatever dips might be at the party. That way you don't, fall into the trap of having to eat potato chips that are so bad for you. So I'm keeping things super, super simple today. I didn't really have a lot of time to do a lot of extra prepping. I just went very simple. So I went to Walmart, I bought a block of cheese, and I bought some salami. And it's already pre-cut, so all I have to do is slice up the cheese, put the meat and cheese in a tray, and that's good for my meat and cheese tray. And you can always have crackers available for people who are not keto or carnivore, and then they can enjoy the meat and cheese with their crackers, and everybody loves meat and cheese, right? Okay, so very simple, and I'm even using just foil pans just to keep things even more simple. But I just dumped my salami in the pan. I am cutting up my cheese. If you do not have one of these things, I mean, I grew up, my mom had these, and they're just, I've always used a cheese slicer, and they are so super handy. I definitely recommend getting one. Okay, so I have the cheese all sliced up. I have my cheese and salami in here, and I had to sample both because I am a little hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. So then the next thing that I will add to this tray is for anyone who is keto or ketovore. If you're carnivore, then I apologize. You're not gonna want to eat these, but I'm not gonna add these yet. I'm gonna wait until it gets closer to game time today, and then I will add some of these things into the tray. But I have just some plain dill pickles. Dill pickles are basically just, you know, cucumbers flavored. And so, I mean, one pickle is less than 1 carb. So, I mean, these are definitely keto friendly. And then this is a really special treat for me. I don't get these very often, but I love them. I've got some stuffed green olives. This one is feta cheese. And then this one is garlic. So, again, the olives are, well, the garlic stuffed one has, says 0 total carbs. The one with the feta cheese just says less than 1 gram of carb per olive. So, I mean, obviously you don't want to eat the whole jar. I mean, you know, it could add up in your carbs, but it's game day, so, you know, you can splurge a little bit. It's okay. So I'll wait a little while and then I will add those into my tray. Okay, the next thing that I really think is just a necessity for anyone who is doing keto or carnivore, because they're great snacks for either one, pork rinds. So I love these barbecue pork rinds. So I got a party size bag, and then these ones, I already had to open them. I had to open them when I got home from the store because I love them. They are salt and vinegar pork rinds. So if you have always loved salt and vinegar potato chips, these are so good. Like I said, I couldn't wait to open the bag, so I already had to get into them. So pork rinds are wonderful for snacking instead of a potato chip. You can actually dip them in salsa, in dips. We did get some chive sour cream dip. Obviously we don't eat this like every day. I wouldn't eat this all the time, but it is game day. It's a special day, right? So you're trying to splurge and treat yourself a little bit, but still stay on track. So, you know, sour cream is considered carnivore because it is made from animal products. So, you know, technically carnivore, you can have a sour cream dip. This does have 2 grams of carbs per 2 tablespoons. So basically 1 carb for every tablespoon that you eat. So, I mean, obviously you don't want to go crazy. You don't want to eat the whole carton, which I could do, but you don't want to do that. But you can still enjoy some chips and dip with your pork rinds and some dip. Same with salsa. You want to be careful with salsa. Okay, if you're a carnivore, you're not going to eat salsa because it's obviously not from an animal, but keto or ketovore salsa is okay, but you just want to make sure you don't get a salsa that has a lot of added sugar to it. You know, there's some salsas that are super, super sweet. They've just had all these flavorings added. Sometimes they add fruit, you know, like pineapple salsa and stuff like that. I mean, they're good. I used to eat those all the time. But when you're watching your carbs, you need to make sure you look at the label when you get your salsa. This one is 2 grams for 2 tablespoons, same as the sour cream. So, I mean, I do the mild because, well, I have IBS, you know, I have to be careful with the spices and stuff. So I got the mild and it's just plain chunky salsa. So again, you want to be kind of careful with how much of it you have, but you can dip your pork rinds in this. So it's a good snack. And you know, it's a great alternative to all the other stuff that's high carbs and high sugar. So that is one of my favorite go-to snacks. Even when with like traveling, I like to take pork rinds with me too. So yeah, there's that. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to show you, you have seen me talk about these a lot on my videos, in my stories on Instagram, in my Facebook stories, on my Facebook page. I mean, I'm obsessed with these. And we always have to have these on hand. So they're a great snack for any occasion. They are Carnivore Crisps. We have chicken breast, pork loin, and eye of round. So they are just meat and salt. That's it. They're not really like jerky. The brisket kind of reminds me of a jerky just because it's more fatty and more chewy, but these other ones, the eye of round, the pork loin, and the chicken breast, they are really, really crunchy, crispy, just like chips without all of the bad stuff. They're amazing. I will put a link underneath the video with my discount code. So if you want to try Carnivore Crisps, then you can use my code and get a discount. So if you are new to my channel and you have not seen me talk about Carnivore Crisps yet, I'm going to show you. This is the chicken breast, and it is just a crispy, crunchy chip. It is just a meat chip. So good. If you haven't tried them, you've got to try them. So, still chewing my carnivore chip. One thing I forgot to mention is with the chicken breast chips, they are very similar to like tortilla chips. Great for making nachos. They're awesome. Okay, next thing that I want to talk about that I'm making today, meatballs. They're always a great option for, I mean, really anything. I love meatballs. So the only thing you have to really be careful about is the barbecue sauce. And I found this amazing sugar-free barbecue sauce. I had never tried it before. I actually got it on, no, I didn't get it on Amazon. I found this at Walmart. I was looking on Amazon for one, but ended up getting this at Walmart. And so I wasn't really sure what to expect. Last night when I ate my meat bars, I put just a little bit of it on my meat bars I wanted to try it before today. Oh my God, it is delicious. It is so good. It is 2 carbs per serving. 1 serving is 2 tablespoons. So, I mean, obviously you don't want to, drink the whole bottle, but it's a great alternative for putting on your meatballs. So I'm very excited about this. It was a definite good find. Okay, so let's talk about the meatballs. In a perfect ideal world, I would have had time to make my own homemade meatballs for today. That would consist of, some ground meat, some eggs, some pork panko, some Parmesan cheese, maybe some seasonings, mix all that up and make the meatballs out of that. Okay, I did not have time. I did not have time to do that this week. So I'm going the shortcut way. I'm going the simple way. Not necessarily the best or healthiest way, but it's convenient. It's what I needed for, for the way things are this week. So I just bought some frozen meatballs. Just beef meatballs. I just tried to make sure I didn't get anything that had any sauce already on it. you know, anything added to it. They're just plain beef meatballs. Obviously, there's gonna be some carbs in these. So 6 meatballs is 6 total carbs. So basically 1 carb per meatball. It's not ideal. Again, I was going for fast, simple, easy for today. You know, if I had time, I would make the homemade ones, but it is what it is. I realize that I'm probably going to go over my 20 carb limit today. But you know what? It's okay. It is game day. It is a kind of a treat day. And even if I were to eat 50 carbs today, that is so much better than consuming all of the sugar and carbs that, you know, I used to eat. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Okay, so that pretty much sums up what I am going to be having available today for game day. I'm not going overboard because we're not like having a huge party or anything. We're just, you know, gonna be enjoying the game with a couple of friends. So, you know, if I were to be making, you know, more stuff, I mean, just one great idea is, you know, a lot of people make cracked chicken. You just mix, you know, like chicken and cream cheese and some people use a ranch seasoning packet. Some people put in their own seasonings. You put cheddar cheese in there, you mix it all up. I mean, it is like, I mean, you can use it as a dip, but I like to eat it with a spoon. It's really good. You know, you can do a buffalo dip kind of the same way with chicken and cream cheese and some buffalo sauce. There's a lot of really delicious, simple keto recipes out there. So, I mean, if you're really, really wanting to stick with your keto plan during things like this, during game day, during holidays, then you just have to find the recipes. They're out there. You just have to look, really. There's lots of options. It doesn't mean that, you know, a special occasion does not mean that you have to, you know, cheat on your way of eating, because then you're gonna feel miserable and you wanna feel good, right? Okay, so I don't really feel like we can talk about game day without talking about alcohol, okay? Yes, ideally, in an ideal perfect world, no one would ever drink alcohol because it's bad for you. It is bad for you, we know that, but we still like to enjoy it once in a while, right? So the thing with keto and carnivore, first of all, alcohol affects you a lot more differently than when you are eating a standard American diet or SAD diet. It affects you a lot differently, so you need to be careful. The other thing is, I mean, you need to, if you're going to drink alcohol, then you should choose things that are either zero or very, very low carb. You know, White Claw is one of my favorites. It's a seltzer. It's only 2 carbs per can. Corona seltzer is actually my favorite because it is 0 carbs. Now, I will say that when you drink alcohol, your body will stop burning fat because your liver is like, whoa, I have this alcohol coming in here. So right now I need to stop burning fat and I need to deal with this alcohol. So it's not necessarily that alcohol is going to kick you out of ketosis. It's just going to pause your fat loss. So just know that it's, you know, if you're drinking often, then it's definitely going to slow down your results of what you're trying to do. So the other thing is that, you know, if you are drinking, you know, alcohol drinks that are full of sugar, carbs, I mean, it's just gonna totally derail you. It's gonna take you days to recover from all of that sugar and glycogen and all of that stuff that is, you know, coming into your body. So, you know, it's just better if you, I mean, it's best not to drink alcohol at all. But if you're going to drink alcohol, it is best to just choose either the 0 carb options or the very, very, very low options. So I want to share with you something that I discovered just recently. I didn't even know this existed, but so we know that, you know, artificial sweeteners are not ideal, but stevia seems to be one of those sweeteners that is more accepted. It's, you know, not as harmful as the other sweeteners. It's a more natural sweetener, you know, compared to things like aspartame and stuff like that. So stevia, you know, for some people, they can tolerate it fine, and, you know, in moderation, it's okay. So I discovered Stevia. So I used to love drinking diet soda. This is a 0 calorie, 0 carb, 0 everything. It's like a soda, and it's flavored with a Stevia. This one happens to be ginger root beer. This one might be my favorite one. It is so good. But they've got, you know, cola, cherry cola. They've got one that's like Mountain Dew. They've got a ton of different flavors. So, I mean, you know, you could, this is 0 carbs. You could mix that with, you know, vodka or rum if, you know, you were looking for options. Or you can just drink this without adding any alcohol to it, because it is delicious. I'm telling you, it is so good. I have to really, really try and really focus on not drinking a lot of them every day, because now that I've discovered them, you know, I got over my diet soda addiction, and I usually just drink water or electrolytes, but boy, this is my new favorite drink. So anyway, those are just a couple of options if you're, you know, thinking about having some drinks. Okay, that's all I have for you today. It's game day. In our house, we are located in Iowa, so in our house, we are rooting for the Hawkeyes today, so go Hawks.